when I was in I believe it was the 6th grade, a friend of mine in middle school introduced me to Dragonlance. They just handed me a book and said, "Here, read this." And I spent my reading class with Mrs. Graves reading something I wasn't supposed to be reading. But I just remember reading through, and I think it was, that was 1985, so that'll date myself a little bit. And it was Dragons of Desolation, I think it was. I have to check that. Maybe. It was a Dragonlance. Anyway, so when I got interested in it, I took this book home, and I remember my parents got a little freaked out. I think small town kind of behavior surrounding role-playing games is a bit challenging for a youth. And, my grandfather is a preacher, so that might tell you a little bit about what might have been perceived from my parents. So they got involved. Instead of, poo-poo on the wonderful thing that RPG is, they decided to involve themselves. And we eventually had a Saturday gaming group where I had my cousins come over and my dad would run campaigns for us. And I remember he wrote this great Greek campaign for us, and we got to fight, titans, and it was glorious. Absolutely glorious. But their involvement, I think, is what launched me into this creative world. And I learned all kinds of fun words that you don't learn as an 11-year-old. It was great. It was great. That's how I started. So imagine every big moment you've ever saw on TV, on a movie, that you've ever imagined in your own mind, and put yourself in the lead character's shoes. So you can be whatever your imagination leads you to. And you have this ability to sort of, it's acting. It is playing in a spontaneous and organic story on the spot, putting yourself into that character and going. But not only that, it is so cooperative and so you're so involved in your partners around you to give them rewards for their playing into that as well. So you really literally advancement is associated with how much you contribute. It's wonderful. It's a constant big moment game. I've been involved from start to current iteration, and what I've done is I've designed many of the narrative abilities, and I didn't get involved so much in the mechanics of it because that's not what my passion is. My passion is, what are the big moments? What are the things? Let's give the ideas out there about some of the things that you can do to get your mind sparked and get you thinking big. And that was part of what I contributed to. And since all of that work is essentially done, my focus has been on social media and posting like a crazy person out on every forum. And I've probably made everybody under the sun irritated with this noob that goes out, look at this game. But really, I can't get the word out enough. I believe in it. You should play it. Everyone should play this game. Everyone. My favorite setting is the Destiny Undone, How the West Was Lost. And it is purely a selfish reason. I really enjoy that sort of genre, and the kind of introduction of new technology and steam technology and magic as well, just kind of intermingled into our own history. And it's a great experience, but it's the character that I play, and she's Dolly from the playtest that's scripted out on the website, and she is the madam from the southern states who had a home, and the Aztecs came in and raided and raped and killed, and I escaped, and now I'm out for vengeance. And it is kind of, I don't carry a gun, I don't shoot people, predominantly a healer, but sex is definitely the way that she manipulates and gets what she wants. So that's really outside of my scope, so it's kind of a challenge because essentially the opposite of my own personality. So the one that I guess the second part is, there is a setting to come that I don't want to talk too much about, but we're tossing, just to give you an idea, we're tossing around some names, and Of Mice and Wren might tell you a little bit about it. So there you go. I'm a fairly emotional person. I invest myself in everything I do. And with that, the characters that I invest myself in, I found myself crying at the table very easily. But not necessarily always sad, or it's been from fury and from happiness and those sorts of things. Again, it's that big moment. It's life's biggest moments shoved into a 4-hour game session, into your weekly game structure. So it works. You'll grow as a person. You can't help but.